Okay, let's get rid of that guy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I have with me today, of course, my trusty sidekick and co-host, Jim Beauchart.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We couldn't hear the intro.
I know. I did the share screen and I forgot to click the
clickety click.
the doobly doo there, and so yeah, it didn't play. But anyway, what would the show be without a glitch, right?
You got that right.
Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. We've got 17 watching already.
That's great.
At 6 likes. But you know who they're here to see?
Our guest,
Ray Kelly.
Nah.
Captain Ray.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Jim.
Hi, Ray.
My friend. So you're in New York now, right?
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah. I'm back in New York. Yeah.
Okay. And when do you head back to Florida? The end of the month or?
November 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a month from today, you're heading back to.
Yep.
Back
there for the winter.
Yeah. Well, you were just there a couple weeks ago, weren't you?
Yeah, I go down every month, sometimes 5 weeks. Yeah, do a little fishing, run my boat, clean the bottom of the boat. You got to do that down in Florida.
Yeah. Life's tough, eh?
You got to clean the bottom of your boat.
Life's tough. You have to go to Florida every 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, good stuff. Good. And you were.
I had my own boat down there. I used to hire a diver to do it.
Oh yeah.
But over the years, the divers' fees went really high.
Yeah. So what do? Just pull it out of the water and pressure wash it and stick it back
No.
in?
You go over and go in shallow water. I do. I shallow water and I get under there with a little brush and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Drag it against the rocks. That'll clean it off.
Yeah, that works well.
Cheaper.
That's how we do it in Canada. Eh? That gravel beach, just
We're tougher up here.
grind her off. My boat hasn't been in the water in 3 years. It's parked in the yard, and just with the drone season and the boating season coming at the same time, just haven't had time.
Yeah, no, you got to make time. You just got to try to get it all in.
Wow, man! How long have you been retired now, Ray?
Me, it's almost 19 years. Yeah, and,
wow, so you're getting good at it.
I'm enjoying it. I try to make the best of it, and I miss it, to tell you the truth. I started volunteering with the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office Marine Unit. For a couple of years. I only did it for a couple of years, and I could see that wasn't for me. You weren't a real cop doing that kind of work.
Yeah, and you're doing charity work now with the police, right?
Yes. Yeah, and I'll show you the hat. This is the hat.
America's Finest Foundation supporting cops and kids. Very good.
Yeah, and we do whatever we can. The only fundraising we do is we sell the hats and the shirts, and we make it a point to donate to good causes for the police, law enforcement, and abused children.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. It's kindness never hurt anybody. And that's something we try and tell everybody every show. There's so much division in the world and so much other stuff going on that if you can take a moment to be kind to somebody, it just makes the world a little bit better place, right? So
that's true.
And the work you're doing with law enforcement, it's got to be appreciated. I keep getting a text.
Somebody wants you.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's one of those things where my passions are. Now, it used to be fishing. I was a charter captain also while I was a detective in my off-duty time, and I had a TV fishing show. I don't know if most of the people know that now. Yeah. But now that I took up drones, that is a passion. I'm flying drones now.
Mm-hmm. No, it's amazing, isn't it? The way it takes it relieves your mind of all those outside pressures, and you know you've got this one task at hand, and you do that. Now you do it.
You know, I
do
have a question for you, Gary. How did you get such a good co-host?
Hey, somebody's got my job.
Oh, you saw my wall of fame back here now too, eh?
See that? I'm telling you, it's a good idea.
Yeah, you can see Captain Ray right there. So no, it's no, it certainly is a pleasure to have you. That's for sure. And
Hey, Thomas, I always like to say hello to Thomas and Roger. You know,
yeah, Flying with Stan is here, and we got quite a crew as amassed here. How many people we got? We got
Jody and George Watts.
15 watching, 11 likes. You know, there's 4 people that haven't liked us yet, but you know, we're working on that.
And Jack Rabbit, FPV. You know, that's such a cool name, I think.
What's that? Which one?
Jack Rabbit FPV.
Jack Rabbit FPV. Yeah. And JSK's here. Max from Max Air 420. Barry, Northeast Dronalist, is in the chat. Peter Carroll. And Thomas, of course. Welsh Rob, Welsh Drones. And Blind Neil from Elliott Lake. He's not in Blind River anymore. He's in Elliott Lake. And Roger and Chris Ridgeworth and Jody Drone Shots, Flying with Stan. Yeah. So we've got a good crowd here.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say hello to everybody in the chat. You can.
You know, I find it hard to do that. You don't want to interrupt anybody while they're talking. But I know when people mention my name in the chat, I really appreciated it.
Well, you know, it's it's nice to be recognized. You know, and I think just about everybody in the chat I'm subscribed to, and a lot of them I've got the bell rung, so you know I get notifications left, right, and center. There's never nothing to watch. There's always something going on, right? And there's always something to learn. You know, there's just a huge wealth of talent out there.
It's true.
You know, and you know, and you try and hone your craft to try and keep up, right? You know, but you've got some interesting content now. What do you use for vlogging? Like, do you have like a selfie stick set up, or do you use your phone?
Well, I did. I had one of those little gorilla tripods, right? You know, all right. I had one of them, and I use my iPhone 12 primarily now. But when I was with Bill Ronayne just last week on his boat, he had one of these. This is a selfie stick tripod, you know, and it's made by Ulanzi, to give them a plug, whatever. But it goes out 32 inches. And so far, I love it. I really do. It's really a nice little tripod selfie stick.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good, because it seems to really work well for you.
And of course, I got my GoPros. And this, don't laugh at this one, because this is a selfie stick too, but it only goes that far.
Which GoPro is that, Ray?
This is the 7. Yeah, I got it. I still have a 7. So,
because I was thinking of pulling the trigger. Okay,
got one more camera, but see this one, this action cam. It's an Akaso.
Okay,
I won this on the Ken Herron show, so I got to thank Ken again. You know, I won this from Ken.
Very good. Good stuff. Yeah, because I've always been fascinated by the way you do those. You know, and I've really got to start putting myself in front of the camera when I'm doing those, or at least doing some voiceovers to explain what's going on. You know, so much of my stuff is just from the air, throw some music at it, you know, chop it up into little 5 or 10 second bits to keep it flowing. Yeah, the way you tell a story is, I really appreciate the story that goes along with
Thank you.
Video. So you're doing good work. So yeah, I gotta get on my game. In the winter, I don't fly in the winter, so it'll start being content from down in the shop. You know, I'll do some woodworking, and I don't know if you've seen it. I'm going to just interrupt us here because I really have to have a word from our sponsor.
That's right.
Let me just see if I can do this the way I was doing it before. Share screen. And I got to make sure that I click on that. Well, it doesn't ask me to share the audio. Okay, we're gonna go with this.
Well, I give you credit because I know it's very hard to do that. Share.
All right, yeah.
Once and I bounced myself right out of the stream.
So here's our sponsor.
Are you playing bored of woodworking? Get excited again with Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit. Fisheye's Sandpaper Kit comes with everything you see here. Just pick your paper, spread the glue, and shake on the sand. Voila! Beautiful handcrafted sandpaper. And if you act now, we'll include candy sprinkles, absolutely free. What better way to say I love you than with a gift of sandpaper? Fisheye's Make Your Own Sandpaper Kit is just $19.99 wherever crappy gifts are sold.
So there you go.
My wife would love that.
Now, did the audio come through on that?
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. I don't know what happened to the first one, but yeah, so we get into the woodworking in a month or so. It was interesting. I was telling Jim before the show, I went to Costco today and bought an upright freezer for my wife. And we got it into the basement. She said, it'd be nice if it was a foot higher, so I didn't have to bend down into the bottom drawer. And I said, well, why don't I build a platform for it? Like I'll build a little deck, right? So I measured it was 22 by 22. And I said, foot high, okay. And she goes, yeah, that'd be good. So I got some scrap lumber downstairs and I started cutting it up and I got all the pieces that I wanted, and I said to her, I just got some assembly to do now. And, so I started putting it all together and got it all in good shape and came upstairs and decided to, sit down for a minute. It was a little sweaty, and I looked and I went, gee, look at Ken Heron's show's on. His chat's open. And I opened the chat and I went, holy Jesus, it's Thursday. I've got a show to do. So I almost forgot today's show. But that's what happens. It's droning and woodworking are very similar. You get kind of lost in the moment, right?
I give you guys a lot of credit, that our artists would, because I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So, you're a craftsman, as they say.
Well, I'm gonna do this, and I do this every fourth show or so. But there's a guy on YouTube. He's out of New Brunswick, Canada. His name is Rob Cosman, and he has a woodworking shop, and he sells tools out of his shop. And all of the proceeds from his tool sales go to what he calls the Purple Heart Project.
Oh.
And what he does is he teaches what he calls quiet woodworking to combat wounded veterans in the US, Canada, and Australia.
Very nice.
What he does is he raises funds to bring them to his classes. He includes airfare, hotel, meals, and $3,000 worth of tools for them to take home.
Wow, that's great.
To teach them how to get over their PTSD. And
right. Never heard of it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. robcosman.com. If you're at all into woodworking and you want the finest quality tools and aren't afraid to pay a pretty hefty price, you can get the best. What he doesn't make himself, he imports, and he's got some fabulous stuff and a really good charity to be involved with. So shout out to Rob. So yeah,
a lot of credit.
Yeah. But it's those things that you can do that take your mind off the problems of the day, right?
It's always good to help other people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like this show. I said to Jim, a few times. We get a lot of viewers sometimes not. We've got 27 watching now. I think our record once was 30, and we thought we'd never get to 30. And I think we had 36 or 38 last week. And
Well, before I forget, I'm going to hit the like button right now.
oh,
Everybody in the chat should do the same thing.
yeah, we've got 15 likes. And you know what? Here's me trying to manage the show, and I haven't changed that banner yet because I keep watching the chat. Oh, Chuck is here from Covaction.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Chuck was on your show last night with Lori, right?
Yeah, they were great. They were really great.
Yeah. No, hey,
Told
no,
us
I was watching. I was watching.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. Johnny and I really appreciate everybody who watches.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good stuff. There. I changed the banner. So there we go. Don't forget to hit that like button. And as Lawrence always says, the opinions expressed tonight are not necessarily the opinions of those on the panel or in the chat. So
I know.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ray, when you were a detective, what department did you work in?
Well, my last 15 years, I was in the special victims unit, and obviously it was child abuse, child sex abuse, and there's a lot of that going on, and it's still going on today. So I really got a lot of satisfaction out of locking up those child molesters.
You bet. Do you have a favorite cop show on TV? Do you watch any?
Well, I do. Yeah, of course. But I used to love Live PD when it was on, and the first 48 hours, and they're my two favorites. You know. But now there's one on the live stream. There's a live stream called Live on Patrol.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a good one too. It's out in Ramsey County, Minnesota.
Which borough did you work out of?
I was on Suffolk County Police Department on Long Island, outside New York City. Yeah.
Now the question everybody wants to know: did you ever shoot anybody?
No, I never had to shoot anybody. Almost, but
you wanted to.
I didn't, and thank God I didn't. I was never involved in any gun battles or anything like that.
Yeah.
Rolled around a few times, quite a few times, but no, I never had to shoot anybody.
Yeah.
My father-in-law was a police officer in Northern Ontario, and we went one time. My brother-in-law and I went with him on a tour of the police station, and it was a guided tour. Somebody came through, or they brought the three of us through, and she came to this wall, and these are police officers who lost their lives in the line of duty. And she said, and this individual here, or these two guys were killed on duty, and then the perpetrator took his own life.
Oh, yeah.
My father-in-law said, I was there. He shot himself in the chest 7 times.
He witnessed it?
He said he shot himself in the chest 7 times.
Well, that's hard to do, but
yeah. And he said to us, he says, yeah, we took that guy out. He said, but the report said that it was self-inflicted. He said back in those days they made sure.
Yeah.
He said,
I give all the cops throughout the world a lot of credit. I really do.
Yeah.
It's tough. In this day and age, it's really tough being a cop.
Oh yeah.
And they need all the support they can get. Believe me.
Oh, for sure.
Couldn't imagine.
We had a break-in in our garage. This is going back 4 or 5 years ago. And Ontario Provincial Police officer came out, and he searched around, and he looked at this, and he was looking for footprints and doing this and that. And he said, here's my card. And I looked at the card, and it said Brant Gretzky.
Okay.
Brant Gretzky. He's Wayne Gretzky's brother.
Oh, really?
And I
Okay.
looked at this card and I said, Brent Gretzky? And he went, yeah, that one. I said, you played for the Tampa Bay Lightning? And the guy just lit up. I think he played 6 games for the Lightning. For some reason, I recalled, and you know, it was kind of interesting. But yeah. And Brent is he's still a local here. He still works our detachment. So
There was one time I was filming one of the episodes of my TV show up in Canada, and it was out of Port Hope, Canada.
oh, okay.
And we're out on the boat, and we're catching salmon. And the one guy who was on the boat, he had a demeanor about him, and I'm saying, I think this guy's a cop. But I wouldn't tell people I was a cop. I was a big TV producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still working, and I forget how it come up, but I says, "Are you a cop?" He says, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I says, "Well, you got the look." And I said, "Why? Are you a cop?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How'd you know?" He says, "You got the look."
Very good. So you were in Lake Ontario for that shoot then, eh? Port Hope?
Yeah, I tell you, you got some good fishing up there.
Yeah.
Really, it was one of the best shows we produced, and it was really, really a great show. And what was great is when we went back to the dock at this particular marina, they had like a fish cleaning house. It wasn't just a little fillet table. It was a regular house. I mean, it had walls, it had a roof, running water. It was the fanciest fish cleaning house I've ever seen.
Oh man, it's funny you say fish cleaning. I grew up in northern Ontario near Lake Nipissing, and there was always fishing and pickerel. It was what you call walleye, pickerel and pike, and we used to clean fish on the back porch at my grandparents' house. And whenever I smell fish being cleaned, I tell you, the memories come right back. There's something about the smell of fish guts that just I don't know. It's heartwarming for me, And
yeah, and I was never a big filleter. I believed a lot in catch and release. Every once in a while, we took something home for dinner.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite types of fishing is shark fishing.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's hard to catch a mako shark. I don't care what anybody says. It's hard. They're not really a lot of them that are caught. I mean,
And they're not friendly
blue
with.
shark, that's different. Blue shark. But when you catch a shark that's, over 100, 200 pounds, it's amazing. And then you got to fillet it. That's a lot of work.
You were a diver back in the day too, weren't you?
Yeah. I was a scuba diver. Yeah.
Yeah. So was I way back when.
Yeah, I started when I was 14 years old.
Yeah, and that's about what I did too. And then you did you grow out of it, or did you just lose interest?
No, basically, it continued on. And when I was a cop in Massachusetts, I was the dive cop. You know what I mean? There was no dive unit. We had 5 cops in the town. I was the dive guy. But then as I came back down to Long Island, I didn't dive as much. But then you got to laugh at this because I wanted to get back into it in Florida, so I did. I started diving in Florida. But again, you take a 5 or 6 year hiatus sometimes. And I went to dive again, and we were doing our equipment check. I checked the BC, and you know about BCs.
Yeah.
Go to check it, and it broke. The plastic inflator, it just broke, crumbled.
Uh,
And that that was the last time I attempted to dive. It was time for me to give it up. And I'm old, so we didn't want an old guy like me on this little dive trip.
Yeah. I was a certified instructor. I was a NAUI instructor, and we did a dive in Tobermory, Ontario, on a wreck, and we went down to 130 feet and came right back up. Did exactly what we were supposed to do according to the dive tables. Came back up. Everything was fine. About an hour and a half later, I was flat out in a parking lot, and I got bent.
Oh, the bend. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and spent 4 hours in an ambulance being transported to Toronto General Hospital to the nearest recompression chamber.
Decompression chamber, sure.
Yeah. Police put me in the back of a police car with my feet up on the back deck of the car and my head on the floor, trying to keep the blood going uphill, keep the bubble going uphill. And then took the ambulance to Toronto and spent overnight in a recompression chamber. And then 3 days in the neurological ward with all the real nut cases, but they had to do all kinds of brain scans and stuff to make sure you were.
Well, you were lucky because some people don't survive that, So you were lucky.
Yeah. Is he froze to you?
Yeah, he is. But that's okay. The bends. It must be the bends.
Yeah, he's got the straights now.
All right.
I was the one having computer problems today.
All right. But Gary, that's something because you're the only person I know that ever got the bends.
Wow, yeah. I had a friend that did some scuba diving too, but he never went that deep. It's a pretty dangerous little thing to do.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed diving, and I didn't really do a lot of it, but when I did it, I had fun.
Yeah.
But like I told you, fishing was my thing, and it still is. I still go fishing, but not like I used to. But now I love flying drones.
You do a lot of flying on the boat?
I tried it. I tried it on my boat in the ocean, figuring it was going to be easy. And I'm drifting off of Palm Beach. Mistake number one. Mistake number two. Well, I should say mistake number one was I didn't change the return to home to the controller.
Right.
And then we were drifting. So it was a strong current. And before you know it, I was out of range of the drone and it was returning to home where I was. And I was by myself on the boat.
Oh.
So I zipped back to that point and I got in range. I started controlling the drone again, set it back up 200 feet. And hey, Gary, you survived the bends. Okay.
I'm back. The power flicked off here. The modem went down. I had to hook up through my phone.
Okay, it works. That works. But anyway, to make a long story short, I almost lost it. I was down to about a minute left on the battery.
Wow.
And I just not crash landed, but hard landed it back off my hand into the boat.
Yeah.
But now I tie up at a dock and fly.
Yeah, you got to make sure you change that return to home to the controller, not the location.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be ugly.
But I laugh about it now, but it was the most stressful flight of my droning career.
Sure it is, yeah.
And I had just bought the Air 2 at the time, it was fairly new.
Oh, explain that one to the wife. I need another one.
Wow.
Gary, I sent you a picture.
Now that was strange here. Yeah, I got it right here. It was very small. Well, it was really small, so I couldn't really put it on screen.
Yeah. That was me.
And it looks like it was printed
14
on.
years old, and I learned how to scuba
Looks
dive
like
right
it was
now
printed
in the
on-
pool.
Yeah. Oh, in the pool, you learned there.
That's where I learned. Yeah, we taught ourselves in them days.
Oh,
You didn't
man.
have to get certified or nothing like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
No,
back
I
in
think up here you had to be certified in order.
probably 1967, maybe. Long time ago.
I'm gonna step out here for a minute and see if I can connect up on my modem. See if it's rebooted. It is pouring rain here.
Oh, is it? You getting a storm? Yeah.
I didn't think we were getting a storm, but
You know,
it's
Jim,
coming down.
I'm looking
I'll
forward
be
to
right.
the segment tonight on TNL.
Tonight there's a little something different again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And little secret here. Ken's partner's on the wall.
Come on, tell us. We won't tell anybody.
Ken's partner's on the wall.
Oh man, that's going to be something. There's no doubt about it. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, and I got something in the works for next week too, being the episode before Halloween.
Yeah,
Could be some fun and tricks there.
I really enjoy it. I do, and I'm not just saying it because you're the co-host. You know, I've been in touch with you all along.
I'm not the co-host. I'm just the guy in the upper right.
There we go.
In the bottom.
Stuck him in the basement.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my modem came back up so I could hear you guys again.
Oh, good. Yeah. You sound almost like on the same planet now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I got a battery backup. My daughter works at Staples, and she got me a battery backup, and I put it on the other computer and the TV. And I've got a battery backup on this computer, so the computer doesn't go down. But what went down when we get a power flick is the modem. So all of a sudden I got nothing. And then I switched over and I used a personal hotspot on my phone.
Yep.
And it wasn't going so well.
Well, I tell you, I was on, and I had some issues going on, and I switched over to my iPad a couple of weeks ago, and everybody was, well, not everybody, but a couple of people said, "You're clearer on your iPad than you are on your computer."
Yeah, that's strange, eh? Yeah, I always
I'm looking at both now because I correspond to the chat with the iPad, which is right in front of me here, and it is clearer than my MacBook Air.
Is that right, eh? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what's happened to the chat? Nobody said anything in the chat since I went out. Did I lose that? Hang on.
Hey, Mudball, how you doing?
Yeah. They've been chatting.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see Hughes here.
Yeah. Mudball making fun of my name again.
Okay, so that's what I have to do is I have to refresh my chat.
You guys all know that I like meetups, right?
And you know what? That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was Meetup.
Oh, really? Okay.
You've got one coming again in April, right?
Yeah, April 2nd,
April 2nd.
2022 in Jensen Beach, Florida.
Yeah. Now, you've also had meetups in New York while you were there, right?
Yeah. I got together with those guys, Lawrence and Herman and Tom, and quite a few others showed up for that one. That was a barbecue fly is the way Lawrence termed it.
Okay.
And it was such a great time in Brooklyn, New York. And it was great. There was a yellow sunken submarine in the bay where we were flying. And, you meet the new people and you get to talk to them. You learn things. Actually, Tom Dowling on that one, he was like doing a Q&A for like drone. He had all kind of trivia drone questions and some um, pilot questions, and they did giveaways. And then I went up to Rhode Island too, and I had a meetup up there with Mark Fisher and Michael Blade and Barry. I met Barry up there. He's in the
Very,
chat.
yeah.
And they had a successful meetup up there in August. I believe that was in August.
Now, how do you go about setting it up? Like, what? Just
To be honest with you, me and Maddie and Ken Huffbauer and Mitch at the time, we flew and we said we should do it again. And we figured, okay, we'll do it again. And next thing you know, people said, I'm coming. 5 went to 10 to 20 to 30.
Just put a name on it and they will come.
Location, and you pick a date, and if people come, they come.
yeah.
And we ended up with over 50 plus pilots. So I was totally pleased.
Because we were talking about doing something here in Southern Ontario. We've got a fairly good community, but we're really spread out, right? There's people all over the place, and
Pick a date, sort of pick a central location, and pick nice weather. Time with nice weather, and don't pick it where it's like 3 weeks away from another meetup.
okay.
You want time.
Tomorrow in my backyard.
Because I've had 2 meetups. I met with Jim once, and I met with Paul Hodges from Phantom Hodges Drones once.
That's it. You only
That's it. Those are the only guys I've ever flown with.
Snowball effect. Just gonna keep going.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to figure something out.
I made friends with Stevie Bronx, Capture Life Connection. I just happen to have a sticker right here. But Stevie, he's one of the best guys in the drone community.
Oh, he's fabulous. Yeah.
We got together and he came out to Port Jefferson and we flew. And then Rob Kamada and I were going to fly in Huntington Bay. And he ended up inviting Lawrence and Herman, and Stevie Bronx came to that one too.
Yeah.
And that's all you got to do is pick a date, say you're going to fly, put the word out, and people will come. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. We could probably get 4.
Like you.
We could probably get 4 or 5, eh? The Corey Man Zero is saying Ottawa. Yeah. Well, we're 6 hours from Ottawa, Corey. And we're 5 hours from Blind Neil. And
this is the other thing, Gary. You say you're going to have a meetup, and people want to help. Like Maddie offered to help, and Johnny obviously, and Brad Alston, they helped me. Mitch in the beginning helped, and I tell you, it's amazing how people step up, and we even got prizes to give away. And I didn't even ask for them at the time. They just said, no, we're bringing giveaways. Stevie brought his shirts and hats. And I think he brought masks too. He had his own Capture Life mask.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. And for the next one, just to let you guys know, for the next one, we've already had people step up and say they're going to donate drones, Mini 2 drones as giveaways, along with other items, GoPros and cams.
Wow. Because we got Spin Up coming in November in Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. I have that on my list. Yeah. November 6th.
Yeah, I thought we should call ours Spin Way Up North.
Yeah, that would work.
And then pick something that's central to everybody, it'd be hard to pick a central location because we're like 10 hours in every direction, right?
To be honest with you, we had people that came to the South Florida Drone Meetup. I mean, Ron Lockwood came from South Dakota. Art Carlson came from Colorado. Doc Murdoch from New Mexico. And guys from Rhode Island and New York and Virginia and Georgia and Virginia. Yeah. I said Virginia. Louisiana, of course, Johnny. They'll come. Believe me, they will come.
Yeah. We might be a little late in the season, eh, Jim? I don't know.
Well, that's why I said tomorrow. Let's get her done.
We can't do it Saturday. The Tiger Cats are playing, and I have to go to that game.
Yeah, I'll be out of town too.
So, but Sunday's good. And you know what? Here's the thing, Ray, you'd appreciate this. When you look back, you look at what you're doing now and you look back and you think, how did I ever find time to work?
Yeah.
Because
I always worked 2 or 3 jobs, and it was one of those things where I tried to do jobs that I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like work.
There's 2 reasons to go to work. First one's to make a living, and the second one's to have fun. Right?
Yeah.
If you're making a living and it's not fun, life's too short for that. And if you're having fun and not making a living, it's a hobby. So that's why I fly a drone.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the drone that I've got pays for the next one. The last drone paid for this one. This one is going to pay for the next one. So it could be a while before the next one. So
I got a little tip. Let me just share this tip. So yesterday I had a little meetup with another friend of mine named Paul, and we were flying, and I flew the Air 2S up, and everything went well. He flew his Ritchie drone, and everything went well there. But then I flew my Phantom 4, and when I got it up, I couldn't get the camera or video to work. To make a long story short, I called Chris Hope. He offered some suggestions. Johnny offered some suggestions. And Chris Hope had mentioned, do you have an SD card in it? And I did. I just looked. There was an SD card in it. But when I got home last night, I checked that SD card, and it wasn't the correct one. It wasn't a real good. It was an Ultra, SanDisk Ultra, and I
okay.
used a SanDisk Extreme. As soon as I put the Extreme Pro in, it worked.
Up she went, eh?
I had a problem with mine too. It was like out of focus. It wasn't sharp, but I didn't make any changes from the last time I flew it. So I don't know why it was all fuzzy there for a bit.
I don't know what that would be. There's people in the chat. Maybe they'll answer that question. And that's what's great about this community too. You have a question, people are more than happy to help you.
Oh, it's a fabulous community, no question about that. There's
And when I mentioned it on our show,
people waiting to answer your question. Yeah, I see. Steve Carpenter's joined us, and Stevie
Hey,
from
Steve.
Action.
Drone Rob.
Yeah.
I'm planning to meet up with Steve in California. Him and I hopefully are going to get together in California in December.
Is there anywhere you won't travel?
So Steve, we will be in touch when I get out there. I will be in touch.
I'm afraid if I go to California, I won't come back.
So Stevie says the new line of iPads are not functioning with the Phantom 4 Pro.
Okay, that's good to know too.
Oh, there you are, Stan. Yeah, did I have my glasses on?
Yeah, I fly with my iPad Mini 5 most of the time. Unless I forget it, then I got to go to my iPhone. But so you guys are going to have a meetup, which is good. If you're planning for next spring, summer, or fall, I might be able to make it.
Well, and you see here, like I was saying, we're coming up to a season where I don't fly, right? So, if it isn't in the next few weeks, it ain't happening until spring. Yeah, I've got no feeling in one of my fingers, so it turns to ice in the winter.
Oh, really?
So I really can't get out and do anything with my hands outside. So it's yeah.
Hey, you might want to consider becoming a snowbird, Gary.
my winter place is Cuba. I tell you,
I'd like to go to Cuba. Right.
we really enjoy Cuba. The only downfall to Cuba is no drones.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Absolutely forbidden. You show up with a drone,
There's
they've
no
got it.
confiscated?
They've got it, and you're not getting it back.
Wow, good to know.
Yeah, yeah. Don't show up with a drone.
I went to Cuba when the cruise ships were opened.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I was
it-
glad. It was an
there-
experience.
yeah. People there are very hospitable, and it's not expensive. Mike Roche Media. There's another guy from Syracuse. We got two from Syracuse in the chat. We got Mike and Chuck. So
Good to see you, Mike.
if Chuck's still here, yeah. It's always good to see Mike.
You know what I was going to do instead of wearing the America's Finest hat? I was going to wear a Mets hat because I know Stevie was going to be watching, and he's an avid Yankee fan.
Well, I've been watching my mail because there's a Johnny Drone Flyer hat in the mail for me. So,
Oh, nice!
Wow.
I won the Johnny Drone Flyer.
Oh, you didn't get that yet, Steve? You didn't get that? I tell you, it is such a nice hat too. Let me tell you, I don't understand because he mailed it like the next day.
Yeah, but it's Canada to the U.S. And it could be the cocaine that he put in the headband.
Oh,
Yeah. That hat just screams retirement.
Could be something, I don't know. Unlimited Vertical is in Caledon, and we're gonna have to get in touch with him because he'll be a candidate.
He is one awesome pilot. I've watched
yeah.
his videos.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I commented on one of his videos. I put in his GPS coordinates of his driveway in the video. I play a thing on the internet at night called GeoGuessr, and I was able, from little clues in his drone flight, to figure out exactly where he landed his drone. So I knew which driveway and how far down the driveway and all that stuff. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, you stalker.
Yeah. Well, it's like a detective thing, right? You gotta put together the clues and come up with a conclusion.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, true.
GeoGuessr, they drop you. What they do in the game is they drop you anywhere in the world, and you got to roam around and figure out where it is.
Okay.
So you got to look at street signs and license plates, and the license plates are all blurred out, so that doesn't help. So it's kind of a puzzle. You can spend an hour looking to figure out where you are.
Yeah, and we won't pull over and ask directions because we're men.
Very good. Yeah. Oh man.
So where did you come up with the clown idea?
Who,
Jim?
me? Well, it all goes back.
Was that a part-time gig? Maybe you have.
It all goes back to Alexis sending the underwear. So I wanted to incorporate a joke about Ken's underwear, and Krusty underwear, but you can't have Krusty the Clown because he's on The Simpsons. So I just came up with the name Extra Medium because that's kind of a funny size. And I just walking through Party City and just going, I think I can make that work. And look, there's the hair, there's the tie, there's the suspenders. So
It was good. You got to keep that of it.
$85 later, the costume, and look at it, it's on a roll.
Well, I know what you're going to do for Halloween.
Yeah, I think so. We actually might get some kids this year. Last year we didn't have any.
We haven't had kids here for years.
Well, you're out in the country.
Well, way out in the country.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Maddie.
What you're doing.
Maddie's right here, and there's Fisheye, and Ray, and Andy, El Schmeghead.
I'm honored. I'm honored, Gary. Thank you.
Oh, we're happy to have you, Ray. Anybody else wants to go on the wall, they should send me an email. And if you put in your time, you get on the wall.
Send an email through PayPal.
Well, that's it with this new $11,000 Ronin 4D. I'm gonna have to start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get that Mavic 3? No?
I would get it if the Air 2S was earning it, right? The Air 2S has to pay for it. So, I've been flying a commercial job now for a couple months, and they're maybe halfway finished. And I think
it's a regular job that you have doing.
Well, yeah, a regular drone job, right?
Nice.
Doing some construction stuff. I've kind of gotten away from the real estate. Those people don't like to pay you,
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was, when they do call and they say, "Oh, can you fly this?" And I'll go, "Yeah," and I double or triple the price, and then they back away. But it's like I said, if it's not fun, don't do it. The people that I'm doing the construction for, they said, they've given me free reign. I go down, I shoot it when I want, and give them regular updates of what I've been shooting. I keep a logbook of all the dates that I've been out and the construction progress and how many circuits I've flown and all that stuff. And I'm on the second page. I just keep it all in a book and then just bill them at the end. So, and they're good people. So
That's great. And Jim, what about you? Do you fly a lot?
Not a lot. I did get out 2 days ago for the first time in quite some time, but I've got my Phantom 4 Pro, and I have no itch to get anything else.
Okay. Yeah. That's great.
I just love it, and I was so impressed when I first got it at the 4K, the quality. I just love it. It's wonderful. But unlike Gary, I don't have my advanced pilot's license, so I can't make money from it.
you can make money. You don't have to have an advanced license to make money in Canada.
I thought you did.
Oh no. You're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, the advanced that just lets me fly closer to the airport and closer to people. Right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't have a Part 107. We just have basic and advanced.
Yeah, and with basic you can fly commercially, so you're good to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I got the advanced because why not?
Absolutely.
The more you know, the better off you are. And I don't think I learned anything other than how to spend money on flight reviews. In this country, right, in order to get the advanced, you have to do a flight review. You have to hire a guy to come and watch you fly.
And that's good too.
Well, to me, it's like getting a driver's license without ever having to step in a car.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a safety thing. So if it's for safety, I think it's good. I'm studying now for my Part 107. I'm in no rush to get it, and if I get it, I get it. But hopefully, not that I want to make a lot of money. I don't. But it's a nice thing to have.
Yeah. It would be.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? It's 7:00.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
We're having a great time.
Yeah, and we wrap this up at 7 so that people can get a drink and get something to eat and get into their jammies. And there you go. And everybody can settle down to watch Ken Heron's show an hour from now. But
Thank you for the invite, Gary.
no, it was a pleasure having you, and we got into a lot of stuff, and we all learned something. And
Thanks for coming on, Ray.
yeah.
And you and Gary, you and Jim make a good team. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you.
There, I'll elevate him to the top shelf there.
We're so cool. The dolphins want to swim with us.
Yeah. Any final words for them, Ray?
No, just everybody get out there, fly for fun, as our show says. Fly safely, and thank you again for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
That's great, Ray. Okay,
Hopefully,
good.
I'll see you at a meetup one of these days.
Maybe you will, or maybe you'll meet us after the show. Okay. Thanks, Ray. And Jim, anything else to add?
No, I'm just taking it one day at a time and loving life.
That's good. Good stuff. Yeah. All right. We'll see you after the show too. Everybody else, thank you all so much for being here. Chris Hope just showed up, of course. It was great to have you all here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend an hour with us. We thank you for that. As always, be kind, fly safe, be kind, and we'll see you again next week. And stay tuned. In an hour from now, it's Ken Heron's show. All right. Talk to you again next week. Bye now.